So for the panic button, every device has the device settings section. So in terms of latency on the device, and this is all available through API as well, we've got sensor communication and panic mode communication. So this just means standard communication interval. If we're just walking around the school or whatever, how often do you want that to ping? And of course, that's going to affect battery life. But in terms of latency, it's completely configurable. We've got all the downlink commands like programmed in. You can just select how you want it to ping. And then there's panic mode communication. So if I push my panic button, it's obviously going to send more frequently so that we can update the last known location on that floor plan as often as possible. So we can go as low as 10 seconds or higher, but typically we do about 10 seconds. So in terms of the latency of when we're updating that location, we do about 10 seconds typically when it's in panic mode. There's other settings here like vibration and sound. So a lot of people, when you push the button, it can beep to let you know it's been pushed successfully, or it can vibrate, or both. And you're able to enable or disable those right from the UI or through the API. And then also in the configuration, you can do indoor and outdoor location, outdoor only, and indoor only. If it's on indoor outdoor, it's going to prioritize Bluetooth. If it can't find a beacon, then it'll just revert to GPS and give you coordinates. So that's how easy it is to configure and set these up. And then we can templatize this so you don't have to set the settings up every time. Once you've got the selections that you want that make sense for your rollouts, templatize that and then clone it across all of the panic buttons that you're going to deploy so that they're all consistent with each other. Common one API to receive all of that data, whether you're using that black panic button or any of the other panic buttons we have, the stationary ones and all that. It's a single API that we can feed data right into S3. We can do through just straight MQTT. We can do a webhook, and then we've got our REST API documentation here. So multiple ways to feed the data out, but it's consistent in that every single device is going through the same API. So for the fixed lot with the GPS location, we don't have GPS location in the devices specifically, but our app is set up location based. So this is the Yotel New York City. I've remoted into their account, and you can see the address here. And if I were to open this up, these are all of the devices associated with that address. So as part of the API, and you can see this in the docs, you'll have all of the metadata. So you'll have not only which device it is with the ID and the data that it's sending, but you'll also have location information, company information, user information, all of that in the data that comes through the API. So I would recommend just looking through. So hopefully that answers your question.